Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight for new membership in you. As we've shared in our emails, our monthly membership meetup series will explore recent changes to Rotary's membership structure. And importantly, we're going to talk about the why behind these changes. And tonight we're going to focus on the new, hence the new, and new. We're going to talk about recent updates from the COL and recent updates from Rotary International from the board, because they're really setting the stage for significant growth and transformation across our clubs and districts. But it's important that we understand these changes and how they can help us build stronger, more inclusive, and more impactful clubs. So first, we're going to start with three things. I'm just going to give a little brief recap about the Council on Legislation and three things that were important for membership. The first one, I think almost all of you have heard, but in case you have not, effective July 1, the new club size requirement, the number of members required to charter a club has been reduced from 20 to 15. This change lowers the barriers to forming clubs, making Rotary more accessible and flexible for communities of all sizes. The second thing I wanted to touch on was that there is no age limit for Rotaractors. There were a few proposals that were put out there to limit the age for Rotaractors, and they both were defeated. The council recognized that setting age limits might alienate some valuable participants. And the third thing I'd like to briefly touch on is the honorary membership flexibility. There was a proposal out there to limit honorary members to 5% of a club's active membership, and that was also rejected because the COL recognized that many clubs rely on honorary members to maintain ties with longtime Rotarians, as well as community leaders. And this adds flexibility and is seen as an important factor for engagement. And now I'd like to turn the page here to the Rotary International Board and their changes, because we're thrilled that we have two new membership initiatives that will reflect a bold new approach to how we build and support membership. The first one, starting this Rotary year, effective July 1, every district is now required to implement a subcommittee structure for its membership committee. This is modeled after the successful Rotary Foundation Committee approach. This approach of having subcommittees with clear, dedicated responsibilities to support the specific areas of our Rotary Foundation has proven to increase both giving and awareness for our foundation's work. This structure promotes focus, accountability, and impact. And that is the why behind this new membership model. By applying this same focused framework to membership, we aim to strengthen our efforts in attracting, engaging, and growing Rotary membership across our districts and clubs. Each club is supposed to now have a district membership chair and 3 subcommittee chairs focused on new club development, membership attraction, and membership engagement. These team-based models ensure that we are taking strategic, focused approach to membership growth and support. We also want to elevate the importance of the role of the district membership chair, which is now considered a full-time, multi-year appointment. And they want you to have no added additional district roles or responsibilities if you are serving in this position. Here's a quick review of these subcommittee roles. The attraction chair should focus on building relationships with new and diverse prospective members. The engagement chair should focus on recommending resources and activities to enhance the club experience. And the new club development chair should explore and support opportunities to support and nurture new clubs. Again, this structure allows us to better engage members, expand our reach, and ensure that our clubs will thrive. The second new exciting initiative is the North American New Club Creation Pilot Program. It's a mouthful, but it's important. And it's led by Rotary International in partnership with Patrick Longano and Chris Jones. This pilot brings together a cadre of new club development experts to assist clubs and districts in launching new models of Rotary clubs, especially in underserved communities. They have a streamlined 4-step process and hands-on guidance. And this initiative, we're looking to open doors to be more innovative and have more flexible approaches to club membership and development. And of course, our zone team is here to help you in supporting both of those initiatives. So tonight, we're excited to welcome PDG Tony Marmo from District 7210, who will speak about the new mandatory district membership chair role and the subcommittee structure, because Tony has led this approach successfully in his district, and he'll share their journey, lessons learned, and how they've navigated a few challenges along the way. Following Tony, we're thrilled to have Patrick Longano with us to talk about the new Club Creation Pilot Program. Patrick has played a key role in the creation of over 200, I will say this again, 200 new clubs, and he is a passionate advocate for innovative growth. And we're really hoping that this initiative is going to spark a new wave and start a new wave of membership growth across our zone. After Tony and Patrick speak, we're going to open it up to questions. And now, are you ready, Tony?
I'm ready.
Turn it over to you.
Born ready. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Cindy, so much for the opportunity to present tonight. We're one of 42 districts in 28 and 32, and this is our approach. It's taken some time to refine a little bit, but I think we're kind of getting there. I want to give a shout out to our district leadership who have supported this right from the get-go, and the members on the committee, some of which are on the call tonight, and also our good friend and partner Diana Edwards. She's been kind of with us along this path, and so thank you, Diana. So yeah, let's get into it. We'll tell you about the origin of how we got to this subcommittee structure back in July 1st, 2020 is when we started it. So Margie, if you can advance that little bugger,
Okay.
that would be great.
Just a second. There we go. Let's see. I gotta go back to the share and
So while Margie's finding that one, I'll just talk you through it at this point. So we began this July 1, 2020, and it was modeled after the RI Zone's 2832 Innovative Club Advocates work that they did. The committee work was really outstanding, and we took this concept of growing Rotary and use the 4 pillars. I call them pillars because, there were 4 committees that perhaps were working together, perhaps not working together. Three were existing, 1 was new. So the membership committee, here it is. The membership committee, the public image committee, and our foundation committee was also already existing. We created in July 1, 2020, the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Committee, which was brand new and a new concept, and we kind of just dove into the 10-foot end of the pool on that one. The membership committee and the PI committee had been really one-person committees previously, and that's not uncommon. I've been in Rotary a long time, since actually 1985, and the membership committee was didn't have to do a whole lot. I mean, there was some initiatives, but not many generally, and the one person did his or her best to get around to the district. So that was kind of the origin of it. And let's advance to the next slide, please, Margie. So this was the structure that was out. Some of you may remember this back in the day. It was pretty innovative for Rotary to come up with this model, if you will. And the membership focus there was on new clubs, innovation, leadership development, which we still need to do more work on, and the small club contact. In our district, we have 55 clubs right now. About 22 of those are 20 and under. It's a different experience in someone who's 45 member club or 35 member club even. So, and then the foundation has been, they've been doing great work, and that was pretty straightforward. The public image straightforward. Again, public image was commandeered, if you will, by one person. Difficult to do. And then the DEI, diversity and inclusion, was talking about leadership development and another way to have members join Rotary, right? This really was a membership initiative at the beginning, in my opinion. So that was, we just worked with what was in front of us back in July of 2020. We actually started this discussion a little bit before. So let's go to the next slide, please. So here was our issue, our problem to solve. Back then, we had 56 clubs in 8 regions, 1522 in membership. We had experienced, like most districts, a pretty significant 10-year decline from 2010 to 2020, about 20%, which in our case was about 300 members. And there was very little, I'll say, membership drive and energy at the district level. Our clubs grew because of their own initiatives and because of some inspired leadership, but most did not, I would say. And then some clubs dechartered during that time as well. So one-person chairs with no real support system. It was tough to get around a kind of a big district, about 2.5 hours top to bottom. And I come from a business background and a healthcare background. We had no real business plan, and the plan that was submitted by RI was just basically ready to go. It was we had.
Can't hear you.
Did we lose Tony?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I think we lost him. There's a lot of storms in the area here. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Okay.
See me? Hear me?
Now
I
we
can
hear you. You're back.
now.
Okay. It says my internet connection is unstable, almost like my personality. So,
Well, welcome
right.
back and continue.
What did you miss?
Well, we're still on problems to solve.
Okay, fine. So we had basically no business plan in place, and we really took advantage of the report that came through at RI and just ran with that, since it was kind of ready to go. All you had to do is put it in some water, and it was amazing how it grew. So that was it. Next slide, please. So
All
how
right.
did we start? How did we do this? We recruited members from clubs that had a historic growth pattern in the district, and they were actually happy to participate, and they were honored to be asked, quite honestly, to participate in the membership committee. It helped demystify the district, quite honestly. It's us and them, and that shouldn't be. And we made a bigger we out of this, and it also gave us an opportunity to eyeball some future district leaders, which was also kind of a side benefit to all this. We made sure our district leadership, our G line, if you will, was part of the committee, and they all participated, which is really important. It's the leadership starts at the top model. And when the district leadership is involved in the membership committee, usually good things happen. So we came up with a list. We had about 20 volunteers that year, in year one, from 17 different clubs out of 55. And again, these were some of the higher performing clubs in the district. So, what they did was they shared best practice. We talked about how did they grow, what was the model, and in the hopes of using that in other areas, or as Herb Klotz used to call them, the yellow clubs that they could either grow or they could decline. So that was kind of our target. The greens were always going to be, well, not always going to be green, but they were certainly on a good path to growth. So we created 4 subcommittees. The new clubs, it may have had a different term back then, new and innovative clubs, but it was focused on identifying areas in our district where there used to be Rotary clubs, or where we thought there was a good chance to grow a Rotary club. Our membership engagement, we also added to that attraction. But at the beginning, it started off as membership engagement. Eventually, we added attraction, and Diana Edwards and RI were very key and critical in setting up these attraction meetups throughout the district, and was a very effective tool for us. There were young Rotarians on there, and we tried that one. That's okay. Young Rotarians, it just didn't get off the ground. We couldn't get enough critical mass of younger folks to get that moving. And we did start a Rotaract club, since we had, I think, 4 in the district at the time. One has since stopped. But okay, next slide. Right. So the subcommittees met every other month, and the full membership committee met in between to kind of pull things together. And we simultaneously added to the public image committee the newly formed DEI, and the foundation committee was always pretty high functioning, courtesy of Louis Turpin and all the great work that he's done in our district over the years. But PI grew 5, 6, 7 people, tapping talent in certain different areas. So that was good. And the DEI committee was getting the word out in a really good way. The other thing we did was we instituted membership incentives for new member growth, and we used the savings. I was a COVID governor, Cindy was as well at the time. And so we saved a lot of money that year, and we used it on membership incentives in subsequent years. So that was really important part, kind of putting our money where our mouth was. So here we are, 21 to 25. I mentioned we didn't get a great response for the Young Rotary Subcommittee, so we disbanded that group. We recently, just this year, combined the subcommittees into one monthly meeting with all former subcommittees, with the former subcommittees reporting. That's up for debate. I'm going to answer questions later, Scott. So yeah, we can do that. But the new chair, Jack Strausman's on this call, and we think we're going to go forward in that fashion. We now have 25 members from 20 clubs, and usually get a pretty good attendance. We've also increased a lot of club visits, members of the committee, just on general membership, the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats analysis, visitor days. The DEI committee still functioning, 8 to 10 members. They still have a presence in our district. Our PI and foundation committee have been really stellar, I think, and we've increased our new club incentive policy and added an organic growth incentive. And I can speak to that in a little bit if there's Q&A. These are the stats, and there are districts in our zone that have done better than this. But I'm looking at our district and think, if we didn't do this, where we would be. We would be kind of going in big negative numbers, I think, 75 to 100, because there was no real plan, no real business plan. So, we're hanging in there, and hopefully we have a new club coming up any day now in our district. So we're doing good there. Let's get the takeaways and then open it up. If there's any questions, we can do that as well. I can speak to the incentives. So, a business plan works. I look at Rotary, and I think our district does as well, leadership as a business. We're in the business of serving people. As Cindy likes to say, we're a membership organization first, which does service and connects with the community. And if you don't have a business plan for your nonprofit, you're not going to really go far. So in our case, this took the form of the membership plan. We got more clubs involved in the district, which was great. Not an us and them. The membership committee, 20 of them or 25 of them are missionaries back to their own clubs, carrying the communication that usually are in emails, but they're speaking to their own clubs about this. We have 6 new clubs. I think it's pretty good, not bad. Another one coming pretty soon. And we survey our clubs annually now. It's a homemade survey. It's not the RI survey. I kind of think that that's way too long. So, but we use kind of the same questions, alter them a little bit, and compare year to year longitudinally. The AGs are now involved in the membership message in a big way, much more than they've been before. We're rotating new members on the committee as well. And we have all these positions filled this year. We actually did appoint somebody this year as the attraction chair. The membership engagement chair, Mark Dolman, was kind of carrying that. But so now everyone's in line. We have people in positions, and we're ready to play ball. So the next slide is just our new our team. Jack, this falls into the category of he or she who is last is first.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Now that
That's a servant leadership, pal. That's how.
sure.
Yeah. So I know there's a question about incentives that we instituted, and we've been knocking this around, quite honestly. The first year we mostly to start new clubs. We said we would pay for the pets, the back then it was called pets, fee, and which was $525. Any new members of those clubs, the district would pay for 2 years worth of dues. District dues are $49. We also instituted some age incentives. The first year we did, I think it was 40 and under. And just to keep the scales straight, so not to have any unrest, we instituted a over 75, which we have since ceased because the cost benefit was not great. There were a lot of folks that were older, and that wasn't really where the incentive money should gone. And so that was part of the dialogue back and forth. So now we've increased the incentives to $1,000 for starting, to the sponsor club for starting a new club. New members of that, whether it's a companion club, I know we don't like to use the S word anymore, so I won't use it. Those are still at $49 for 2 years. The sponsor gets 1 year. They don't get like two 1,000s. And now we've started an organic growth. That's for clubs who do not want to start companion or satellites. So we put, depending on club size, I think it's 500, 250, and I think that's it. Jack, do you know that other
Yeah.
number? Is it
No, that sounds about right. We looked at the
500 and
size of the
250?
clubs versus and
Right.
percentages.
So we're
Trying to
still
hit
putting,
everybody.
yeah, so that we're still putting, money on the table for incentives. And I think that's been helpful, to get us to where we are with 6 new clubs and another one that's starting pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, Tony,
Any other questions?
I think that you hit the nail on the head when you said, when you look at our district, when you compare District 7210 with a lot of other districts that didn't have a plan, their membership has really plummeted. There hasn't been there was 1 year there was tremendous growth, and then it kind of leveled up, but
Right.
numbers are still up, and it's still great. And
Yeah.
that's the key here. There's a plan, there was a structure in place. And now with these new other initiatives that your district has going on and other things that are happening, all these things are snowballing and taking effect.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
really
And
important.
Cindy, I'm certainly willing to share. We're willing to share any of our policies, our initial plan, our starting and strengthening clubs policy that we adopted this year that increased the incentives. I'm happy to send those to you, and you can get them out to the masses. So along with a little narrative of what I was just saying, in a concise page and a half document. So I'll get them to you. You can get them out. And I'm excited to hear from Patrick, but I'm excited about new clubs.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to flip it over to Patrick now, have him talk about the new pilot program. And then after he's done, we'll open it up again for questions for both Tony and Patrick. Okay, Patrick, flipping it over to you.
Thank you. Not so many times I got to what's it called, follow Tony, who's a legend. Love him. And Cindy, all in one thing. So I appreciate that. Thank you for asking me to come. We came back from Calgary just as pumped up as we did when we left. So what we did do in Calgary, and for those who are on this call that haven't seen, we are 100% tool to use in your districts and in your clubs. We are here in support of your wonderful RMC. I got it right this time. Rotary Membership Coordinator Cindy Kish, who is just, if you weren't on the call before when we got started, Cindy's, if you can go to the Rotary Learning Center, I believe that they have a lot of the videos on there, but Cindy's address in Calgary was absolutely fantastic. But what we did do is we put into place an app that will do what I've been doing over the last 5 years, walk people through the steps with a member of the team. Zones 28 and 32 have the second most paired zone people serving on the team. It's absolutely incredible the talent level that you guys have there. I wasn't able to get Tony. I'm still not done working on you there, buddy. But we've got a fantastic way to do it. We came back over 400 downloads, close to 500. And Cindy, you were on, and I'm on my phone, and I'll show you in a second the app. But there were already almost 300 people who have booked their step one. From all over North America. So it was absolutely incredible. And we've been just a flurry of meetings with these clubs and with districts too. So again, we're here in support of the RMC and the districts, Tony and his team, and Jack and his team, to be able to help start new clubs. And we will work with anybody. And I'll show, I showed Cindy a little bit of an update that I did. Diane, I'm not sure if you saw this yet, but I went ahead and took an extra step for the ability for a lot of our leadership in our districts and in our zone to be able to go in and assist the club creation team in this. And Tony, I think you'll enjoy it. Do you mind if I go ahead and share, Cindy? Start. And then I will go over to the club creation app. So the first thing that you'll see when they come in, and I'm going to fire that up and do one more. I apologize, guys. I just want to give you the full experience. When they come in, they will automatically create an account, which will give them this dashboard. They can track their journey all the way across. Their club creation journey. Everybody does it the same way. It doesn't matter if it's a companion club, a satellite club, a Rotaract club, anything, a standalone Rotary club. I just did a standalone Rotary club and a standalone Rotaract club off of this. It's the same thing. It's just different forms and maybe a little bit different in step 3 in recruiting and how you teach that. So in step 1, you're just having a basic conversation and consultation with them. Your main question is, tell me about your club. And from what I've experienced over the last 6 years, it's always been, well, my club's not like it's not unlike a lot of other clubs. We do this and we do that. And we've been slowly, losing members and stuff. But what you really want them to do is inspire them enough to tell you what they want to do. Because if you can inspire them enough to tell you what they want to do, you can give that inspiration back, because the main goal is for them to go back and inspire their club to at least book a step 2. And a step 2 is when it really, the rubber hits the road there. That's when they're like, okay, so we've got excited about this. This is what we want to do. What about the money? What about this? What about that? What about this? All the questions that come into play. And we have separate specialists from our people that give or do a step 1 that'll handle the step 2. Cindy, I think you got to meet Sean Sawyer. Sean is our ICA lead down here in Zone 33 and an attorney. So he is absolutely perfect to go and answer as many questions and overcome objections, as anybody on the team. So we have a separate specialist that will handle step 2. Inside step 2, they'll be able to click on to there and put right here, I've got, just as a test, this club decided that they wanted to do a Rotaract club. So as the Rotaract standalone bylaws will be in there, just different things that they might need along the process will be in there. The club constitution, different types of club types and formats, an impact fact sheet, just whatever club they pick in step 1 that they're going to do, it will preload the information in there, including Rotary International's form. So as people join, it will automatically put them on the data spreadsheet, as well as the forms themselves. If you pick a Rotary standalone form, it will automatically put that in the background as you're going along the steps. It will fill it out for them, so they don't have to go rushing over here to find that and over here to find that. It's all right here for them based on the club that they did. When you get into step 3, a lot of things start happening. You have your new member charter list that shows up, and you also have the application that shows up. Show you a couple things on this. When you go to the new member charter list, and this takes a second to populate because it's pulling a live document up. But as you can see right here is you've got your charter list responses. You've had one response received. And down at the bottom, if you notice, a button has appeared that says submit application. Or send application. So Tony, if you're sitting there talking with somebody and you're like, hey, I want you to join our club. And they're like, I want to join the club. Let's go. You can go, wait a second. I don't got to run back to my secretary and get a piece of paper or send you to a website. I got you right then and there. I can go ahead and click on send application. I can say I want to send it via text. It will pop up and I would just put your first name, last name, email, and phone number, and it will automatically send you the application. It will post on here that I've sent an application and I've also gotten one back. So you know instantaneously, Tony, as you're helping walk these people through, as we're walking them through, if you're taking a look at it, they've got 9 applications out and only one's come back. We know that we've got follow-up. It's basically a mini CRM in here. You do not have to send the application immediately, and I'll show you that in a second. It will allow you to put contacts in there. So as you're brainstorming, sitting around doing the old 3x5 card deal, I can't believe I said that out loud, sorry. But you can actually go ahead and just first name, last name, email, phone number. I'm not ready to send the invitation yet. I can just add them to my contacts. And then when you come in here, when you are ready, you can just check the box, click send application, and it will send them the application. So it automates the procedure or the process of sending applications out when the person wants to join at their pace and at their leisure. When they're ready for it, send them the app. When they fill it out and click submit, it puts it on Rotary International's paperwork or the data spreadsheet. And I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. So if I go here, you can go, the charter responses. Cancel, we'll do this, view responses. And as you can see, it puts I still haven't figured out a good way for this to show, but it does add the responses there as well. So when you go back to the front, you'll also note it's down there at the bottom. So when you click send application or invitation there, first name, last name, email, phone number, send the application or add to contacts without sending. That's how you're doing it. Right there, they can also book their next step right here. So what happens, and I'm showing you this so I can show you something else. You can go straight to your contacts list if you want to, the share list if you want. And you also have built-in messaging. Sorry. I'm going to show you that from here. This is the admin, what we see on the background and what Cindy will see and the zone leaders will see in the district. Every district governor and up to, I think it's 3 additional people will have a sign in to get in here. They will be able to see exactly their clubs in their district, how many are in step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and how many have chartered right from here. When they click onto it, it will give a list of those clubs that they have with what steps, what type of club that they're trying to form. There's a standalone Rotary Club right there. So everything is right there for them. If I meet with somebody like Cindy and we just did a step 2 and she's like, I'm ready for step 3, let's go. I just click the button that says promote and it will promote her to step 3 and unlock those features in step 3 for them to do. I've done it that way instead of just unlocking it all, because I'm sure there's a lot of people on this call there's some clubs that like to get out, over their skis, I think is the term, and they want to go from step 1 to step 4 real quick. And you never really build that base that Tony and Jack were talking about before. And Cindy was talking about before about making sure that, that base is there and everybody does it the step way. Also, when I'm in there, I can go ahead and I'll be putting notes, or our team members will be putting notes about the last step that was done. And so that you can read the notes to see if there was a problem. I mean, I'm sure as say Tony was in there taking a look and he says, oh man, yeah, I see that you're having a problem with Bob. Bob's one of my best friends and, he's got a problem. Hey, let's get on a call together and see if we can do it. It's a very collaborative process that we can do this with together. I did mention messaging up in the top left-hand corner. I'll go ahead and click on there, and these are all the people that have messaged me. So I get the first message, the default messaging, since Calgary. So I got a lot of people that are messaging, and you will message the last person that you spoke with. So if you were in between step 2 and step 3 and you click and message, you'll be messaging the person that you last met with. So you have a little bit more of a personalized experience. The next thing, which I really like, is there's a lightning bolt right there in the top middle, if you see it, because Tony might be somewhere, Cindy might be somewhere, Diana might be somewhere, and they say, hey, how do I get in those steps? How do I get that app? What do I do? You just click the lightning bolt and put their email in and click and send lightning link. And if you know me or know anything about me, I like alliteration. So of course it was going to be lightning link, and it will automatically send them an email with a link to book a first step and the Apple link to download and a Android link to download the app. That easy. So if you're out and about and people are like, hey, how do I get in that program? You just open the app, put the click on the lightning link and send it out to them. We do have under the settings, we were able to put in almost every language there. We're still adding them as we go. But no matter where you are in North America, you'll be able to operate the app in the language that you choose. And yeah, that's the app. And that's what we're doing. And if we can help and assist in any way, there's several districts up there that have asked us to speak in front so we can get some people that are go ahead and book. We'll be more than happy to help any way we can. Thank you, Cindy, for allowing me to come on and show the app.
No, thank you, Patrick, this is a tremendous amount of work that has gone into this app. And with everything that you're doing, we value your time. We appreciate you. And it's just amazing that there's so many resources right there in the app for people. Because chartering a new club can be pretty scary and it can take a long time because people aren't quite sure what to do. And you've really laid it out for them. And it's really a tool that anyone on this Zoom call can now use to move forward and grow our organization. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do we have any questions for Patrick?
Patrick, I have one about the application. Is that something that is a generic application that you upload, or is that something that we provide ourselves, or how does the application part work?
Well, it's in the App Store. So if anybody wants to,
okay.
Yep. If anybody wants to go to the Apple Store or the other, just type in and search Club Creation Team. Cindy did it in about 3 minutes. She downloaded the app, and it says create an account. And then if you're going to be an admin, then I will go in and change it over to an admin. If you're walking a club through, or if you're walking through your club, then we will just walk right through the steps in doing so. So as we work this out, and I really do appreciate you guys. You're the first zone that I'm doing this with. And so I was telling Cindy it was a little weird because I've been doing the same steps for 5 years and I could just sit down and crank it out. But now that I've got the app and I'm teaching the other people how to do that, it's where do you incorporate? Where do you get the information, and how do you do that? So as we're doing and adding admins, I'm sure Cindy will be speaking with her group and say, these are the folks these are the positions that need access to that. So if you download the app and just create the account.
Which I did. I have the app on my phone. So I guess the question is, the application is contained in the app somewhere already?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All that stuff is downloaded in there.
I didn't look around it yet, but I will.
Well, you won't be able to see it. It's the application for whatever club that's there. If I threw a 4-page application for Rotary International and said, you're going to have to fill this out by step 4, people are going to go, So as you walk through the steps, the information is collected. And by the time you get to 4, Tony, this is the best part. I didn't even tell you that. When you get to step 4, the admin clicks a button, it downloads the information of both the sheet and the application for whatever type of club that you wanted, which, by the way, Interact application will be in there by the end of July. So anything you want to do, you can do in the app. But she downloads it into Adobe DocuSign, and it goes out to the necessary people that have to sign the paperwork, and it goes straight to club and district support.
Yeah, no, that part I get on the club side. I was talking about the individual application for any person that, I mean, now if we're doing it manually, right? I mean, that's, and that for, Mary Smith and John Jones, we, at least anytime we start a new club, we have them fill out an application. So we
Yeah.
get some info. But so you're doing
they
this
can
through-
fill it
through
out
the
right
app.
then and there. It's a standard Rotary
Great,
Club
okay.
application.
Great. Thank you, Patrick.
Yes, sir.
Do we have any other questions for either Patrick or Tony this evening?
I
I just
actually have
want-
one, Cindy. It's Virginia.
Oh, hi, Virginia. Yes.
My question has to do with, it sounds like this is starting a new club, but a few, like at the beginning, we were talking about generating like more interest and more excitement in clubs. So can you just comment on that? Like if I come in with a club and it's sort of like, okay, my club needs energy. So where do I start? Anyone?
Cindy, can I ask that question, or did you?
Yes. Yeah.
That's a great question, Virginia. Because a lot of the stuff and if you've been Rotary for a long time, you know that it cycles from here all the way to here, and then we meet somewhere in the middle. When I first started doing, companion clubs and stuff like that 5 years ago, it was like they didn't want to see me. I was like persona non grata on that deal. But now it's swung all the way the other way. But we can't forget the clubs that are doing the good work there that maybe want to re-energize or refresh their clubs. Maybe want to add a couple new features, want to expand open to recruiting new members to there. So the app will do a new club refresh, but I suggest you're in District 7070, which is a fantastic district. You got great people there that would at the district level, with you guys to do that. But the app will do a refresh if a club just wants to sit down and go, hey, I was looking at some new ways of recruiting. What are some of the new? It will help you and has information in step 3 to give you any of that information that you so desire. Use what you want. Don't use what you don't want.
Perfect. Thank you.
And I think, Virginia, this is about having more possibilities for our clubs, because Patrick, I don't think you shared in this meeting. One of the reasons why you started this was because your wife wanted to be a Rotarian, and she didn't have the opportunity to join certain clubs, and so she wanted to be able to not be something separate, but part of a club that offered something, an alternative experience for her. It wasn't about breaking apart, because so many people think when you do that's why Tony said he doesn't want to say the S word for satellite club. It's not about breaking apart. It's about adding more and creating more opportunities within your own club.
Brilliantly said, Cindy. Yeah, it's exactly the reason why I did that, Virginia, is because we all serve differently now. I know that as a Rotarian, I serve differently than Virginia. I know I serve differently than Tony. I can't keep up with that guy, and I've got all the energy in the planet. But we all serve differently.
I'm old.
Yeah, please. We all serve differently now. And as soon as we recognize that, the only question that I ever ask a club is, hey, if we're already doing that now, if each of us individually serve differently, can we open up our tent just a little bit more to allow other people to serve our club and our community and Rotary just a little differently as well? And that usually brings people around to allowing that type of membership.
Cindy, can I address a couple of chat questions real quick? Jeff Foss had one about when you meet with the full membership committee. Do you mean the district membership chair meets with the subcommittees? No, the DMC meets with the entire committee. There's reports. So there's a new club. First, we go over numbers, right? It's just like your health. If you don't know your numbers, how do you know you're healthy? So we review our district growth numbers, and any other issues that are going on with some clubs that may be a little different. And then we go into new club report, the membership attraction report, Rotaract report, et cetera. So the 20 people are kind of listening, and the subcommittee chairs will report out. Again, this is evolving, even though we've been at it for now 5 years. We're just trying to get more people involved, build some energy. And some folks may have an idea about where to start a new club that are not on the subcommittee of the new club, innovative and club model. So, it's all about groupthink, and not in the eyes of 1 or 2 or 3 people.
Yeah. But I think these two programs really, they go hand in hand. Being able to have these subcommittees so that you can have this outreach, and then now having a program that when you've identified an area or a club that wants to expand, a club that wants to have an alternative model, a club that wants to do something a little bit differently, now you have support. And I think that's the one thing that I'm so excited about with all these changes is, we're getting rid of this committee of one, so that just, so that our membership people can have this support. And now with Patrick's program, we have support in starting these new clubs. And that's just really important for us to not feel that we're out there, on this charge alone. You have this team, you have people there, you have the zone here to support you and help you. And that's really very, very important. And thank
Cindy,
you, Tony. You'll send over that. And
I'll send you that.
Thank you so
Can I
much.
just make one other comment about
course.
the little bit of a missing step is that maybe we didn't talk enough about, and just briefly, is if you're looking to start a new club, whether it's a companion or a satellite in another geography, you need a nucleus of people in that community, right? You need to start with 2 or 3 or 4 people, movers and shakers in that community that may be interested in a service club. If you don't have that, the app is not going to take you anywhere, because you don't have the people you need to have connections, is my point. And it could be within your own club saying, hey, we meet at noon. I can't make a noon meeting. Can we start a companion club at 7:30 or at 6:00? Or, so that's within your own club. But if you're in another geography, you need to know who the movers and shakers are in that community.
100%. Thank you so much for sharing that, Tony. Mahboob.
Mahboob's on the call?
Yes.
Hi there.
Team member Mahboob.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, sir.
Cindy. Tony, you spoke about geography.
Yeah.
I would suggest that we kind of extend that and not look solely at geography. Look at the possibility of e-clubs. We in our district have been very successful with e-clubs. We have 5 of them in the last 4 years. And they're full clubs, and their members are all over the place, and they do projects all over the place. So that's the good part about the e-clubs, and it's easier to form. People find it easier because the expenses are lower because they meet virtually, and that's what it works.
Mahboob, the same question though. You need, I don't care. Your point is absolutely well taken. You need a nucleus of people to get that e-club going, right?
Oh, absolutely. It is first you get a group of people together, 3, 4, and then they are the ones who bring in
Others.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mahboob. Patrick, you had a comment?
Yeah, don't get hung up on members. Where am I going to get them? Because a lot of people won't start because they fear recruiting. It's a bad word in Rotary, recruiting or selling membership or doing whatever it is. It's a bad word. But all you want to do, I'm just telling you guys, I promise you this, inspire them that there's something more. And then as you walk them through, you're putting the process in place to get the behavior that you want. And I totally 100% respect exactly what Tony said. But when we get to step 3, we show them how to get those members. We don't hand them a piece of paper. We get their stuff there. We work on bucketing, helping them actually recruit the members that they need for whatever type of club that they're doing. So if you almost put that we put a lot of that stuff in people's minds right up front, or they're worried about it right up front. I don't need them worrying about where they're going to get the members at that point. This is just my opinion, because if they're worried about members, how they're going to get those members, they're not going to be able to pitch their vision to the board or build a coalition. At each step during those things, there's certain things that they do to help move towards that step 3. The average time it takes people to, when they get from step 3 to when after they're done with the step 3 call, to having enough members to get a companion, as an example, because that's the information I have on there, is 23 days. Concentrate on the things right then and there, what you can do on step 1 and 2. When you get to step 3, there are people out there like Tony. And the good part about that, like Tony, if you're the new club champion on this and you're on this, you're invited to walk straight through the steps on the app with the clubs that are in your district. How awesome is that?
Yeah,
My dream would
look,
be,
if I can start a new club in 23 days, I'll be on it tomorrow morning.
well, you can recruit the people in 23 days, but it takes a little bit of time before then to get to the part. You don't start recruiting day 1. You start visioning.
Let's say we have a little disagreement about this, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a new model, and everyone should be open-minded to it, to give it a whirl, because we just need to get folks from, you know, wherever, however we can do it. And that's fine.
Yep, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you both. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Tony. I'm excited about the 2 new initiatives. Thank you both for your hard work and for all your dedication, and for just being amazing Rotarians. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Cindy.
Thanks, Cindy.
Thank you. I have just a last, comment that I just want to, again, everyone on this call, you didn't have to spend this time with us here this evening, and you did, because you're dedicated Rotarians, and you care. And a lot of times people don't say thank you enough. And so I want to make sure to each and every one of you, thank you, Margie, for doing that, so I can see everyone's faces. Thank you so much for what you do. I value each and every one of you. And I know there are many people in your district and your clubs, and people who don't even know who you are, that receive support from what you're out there doing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Our communities and our global community. Thank you. So have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'm going to have a short a team meeting with my team. So if you're on my zone team, please stay on the line. If not, have a great evening, great rest of the week. I hope everyone had a great 4th of July. If you're from the United States, happy Canada Day. If you were from Canada, I know that was last week as well. So thank you all so much. Have a
Great
great
job,
day.
Cindy. Very good.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Cindy.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Patrick.
Thanks.
Thank you,
folks.
Tony.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. That was fast. Everyone got off really fast this time.
So Cindy, did you put this meeting out to all of our district
Wait,
membership chairs and everybody?
Terry, that I think is still on, that I need to.
Cindy, did you need me to stay on, or do you want me to pop off? I didn't know if anybody on your leadership team wanted to get signed in.
Well, that's what I wanted to, if anyone wanted to sign up into the app, or if anyone had any questions directly for Patrick. Sam, there you go.
I'm in.
Perfect.
My man.
Patrick,
Great.
you are working with 6360 and still Jackie Blackwell and Mike Huey.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
I just saw that on the app that I just
Yeah.
I love it. It's great. Any way that you need to be served, we're here to serve. If you need us just as a sounding board, if somebody needs just some information, it doesn't have to be the full process, but if you know of anybody, that will be more than happy to assist. I'd love to see you guys kill it this year, like you have been in the past couple of years. So we just, I'm behind you 150%. So anybody that's on this club, I'll get out of here so Cindy can do the thing, but I put my email in there. Just hit me up with an email and say, hey, I'd like to get signed in. I'll put your admin, Cindy can let me know where we're at, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Great.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Thank you, Patrick.
Patrick.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
To answer your question, yes, I sent it out. And so I was really surprised that we only had 30 people. Typically,
I usually have
typically we've had
some
80.
people that regularly attend, but of course it's July, people are traveling and all kinds of
Right.
stuff.
Yeah. The good news is I was speaking to Louisa earlier today, and she said, well, I'm immediately going to get this out and in the, edited and out for people to see. And I think that's one of these things where we can utilize this as something to our, chairs that weren't on the call today. Here you go. Here's information, just look this over. There were a few people who had reached out to me, actually more than normal, that said they couldn't make it. They had conflicting things this evening, and they said that they were going to look at the recording. So we'll get that out ASAP.
Good.
So that we have that.
Cindy,
Yeah.
so you mentioned the directive from RI that they want the district membership chair to be that's the only position that they hold. Is that someplace in writing? Is it from the latest board minutes? So I can share that, because I know we already have a situation in my district that will need to be rectified.
Right. Yes. I can find it in writing. It has been conveyed to me several times from many different people. Diana, I don't know if you can speak to this as well. If you have any knowledge of it written down, I could reach out to Chris and ask her. But Chris has told me this, Marty has told me this, other directors, Patrick Eakes, it's their intention. It's just like your foundation chair,
Right.
is not supposed to hold any other positions.
Didn't it kind of come down with the new COL stuff?
Pardon?
Didn't it kind of come down with the new COL stuff?
Well, not with the COL. This came down from the board,
Okay.
the RI board, saying
Okay.
we're making these changes. This is what we want. And the RI board has said, we don't want you to hold any position. We want this position elevated to the same as the foundation chair. And just like the foundation chair is not supposed to hold any other year-long, if the foundation chair wants to, chair a dinner, fine, but they don't want the foundation chair being the public image chair. And same thing now, they don't want the membership chair to have any other major Rotary commitment. And the same thing for these subcommittee chairs. They want these subcommittee chairs to be dedicated full time, just like your major gift officer or your polio plus, chair. They might do another, but they really want you focused. That's the whole point of getting this across. They want as much attention to detail as we've had with the foundation, because the foundation has, since they implemented having the subcommittees and the chairs for the foundation, our foundation has grown considerably. And, people know about the initiatives. They know about, that giving is up, awareness is up, and it's really increased our impact.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was kind of thinking of, my club, my district has been the one person, membership committee chair. We do have our just recent governor is going to step up and be the membership chair, district membership chair, which is good. But basically the governor, the third one in line has been the membership chair, which has been absolutely awful. So what I was thinking of was, now that we have these three subcommittee titles, is volunteering to be the new club development chair. So obviously that puts me in a position where I'm doing more than one thing, but it's more or less the same thing, and it might, instead of having me be the zone, I might get back to being in the district, as far as part of the membership team.
Yeah. I mean, I think that this first year is going to be, a challenge. Everyone has to find their footing, and that's
Yep.
okay. because, that's the first step in seeing growth and having change. And change can be scary and change can be unsettling. But I think what's important to focus on is the reason behind it.